Bingo bongo, fellow crystal gems. Tiki here.
And BlueDragonFive.
And welcome to a monumentous occasion, BlueDragonFive. It's the first time since May where we're talking about Steven Universe episodes that don't suck. Universe. Isn't that a good feeling, Dragon? Isn't that just like, all right, the show's good still. The show's good still.
I want to preface it, because we'll obviously bring this in the conversation. I just want to preface this all by saying when Tiki says that, those episodes, they were just like, they were just very bland and just you didn't care about one way or another. But it was
they sucked, Dragon.
Tiki, I would go as far as to say this. Let me ask you this: would you agree that it was more? It's 6 episodes in a row that were just bland and just like they were so middle of the road.
Yes, it was 6 episodes in a row that were bland, and they all sucked.
I'm saying
besides maybe the Sadie one.
But I'm saying,
let's give credit where credit's due to the Sadie one.
I'm just saying, I think the reason we say they sucked is because they were just so. It was like the whole Steven bomb was like that.
Sure, but anyways, harsh words aside, folks, it's good to be back, and it's good to be talking about Steven Universe that's actually high quality. My God, who would have thought in this day and age that concept still exists, Dragon?
Because that last Steven bomb really depressed us. We had that realization on there of like how it depressed us too. It's like, oh my God, like, yeah, I was going over like with the Sadie episode.
We were kind of like waxing nostalgic about like the good old days of like, oh my God, remember when this show used to blow our minds?
And then we realized, oh my God, the fact that we have to point that out, it's like we kind of realized that. So we're going through like, oh no, it's oh God, I say it ain't so.
Well, it ain't so, Dragon. It ain't so, because I think both these episodes, they might not be on the same level as, like, let's say, like, you know, the high points of season 3 or anything, but
yeah, it's not Mr. Greg.
Very good stuff. No, it's not Mr. Greg. It's not Mr. Greg. Trademark hashtag. I mean, it's not Mr. Greg. It's not Mr. Greg.
You know, but, you know, Pearl and Top Hat and Tails. There's nothing like it. That's a fact of life.
Speaking of which, that's another thing that's kind of bugging me just about season 5 in general is season 5 is just Dragon, we've got a painful drought when it comes to the gems, man. I mean, as good as these episodes are,
I've been going through Pearl starvation, man.
I know, it's crazy.
It's like it's almost like a Formiga famine. It's a Pearl. It's like our plight for Pearl. It's our Pearl plight, man. It's just it's you know. Oh man, it's been torture not seeing more Pearl, but you know, this gives me hope that we'll get some Pearl sooner rather than later.
Sure. And hopefully, you know, this didn't take too long from the last Steven bomb to release. The last Steven bomb was what, like about a month ago?
Was it? Well, you said
I think it was like early December.
Well, you said May, so I'm trying to remember if it.
Well,
really
was. but May was like the last good Steven Universe.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you meant I guess it was. It was October or November. I think that's when it was one of those.
I actually think what it was is that it was one of those stupid things where the episodes leaked online really early. They didn't even leak. Cartoon Network just put them up online early.
Oh, you know, I think it was December. I think. No, it couldn't be. We were.
It aired in December, regardless. Semantics. It's not
the point. Anyway.
Yeah.
Moot point.
All right. So, Dragon, of course, I think the meat of the conversation is going to be had in the latter episode. But for now, let's concentrate on Lars of the Stars. And how good is that first 2 minutes?
Oh, it's fantastic.
I mean, first of all, it's just great to see Steven and Connie like, hey, Connie, remember when we were awkwardly not talking to each other? Nope. All right, high five.
I just love that now. Okay, Steven and Connie, they're back in business. They're pals, and I love the logic. Again, right off the bat, they have. Like,
I know it's not a retcon, folks. I'm just joking around.
And the point is, like, it's at the very top we address. Okay, look, we're back in business. We're friends. We had that whole arc in the last Steven. We're done that now, and hey, we're doing some logical stuff. Like again, even the other Steven at least addressed, and now we're actually doing something with it. Or hey, Lars is gone, and I'm sure the parents, Lars's parents as well as Sadie are upset by that. Now we're addressing. Well, what would they do if they found out Lars was gone? Well, they send care packages with the one guy who could bring that to them. So again, right off the bat, we're starting off on a great foot with that opening.
And of course, we have the transportation through Lars's head.
Tiki, something's occurred to me. I think we forgot, a little musical cue.
Right, you're right. I mean, at risk of slowing down the pace of this. All right, folks. Let's jump right back into it after this brief musical interlude. Because, folks, we're excited about this show actually feeling like it's good quality again. So we're so excited. We want to sing. Isn't that right, Dragon?
We want to sing.
Speaking of we
are the crystal
gems.
We always save the day.
And if you think we can't, we'll
always find a way.
That's why the people
of this world
in
garnet,
amethyst,
and pearl,
and
Steven.
All right.
Okay. Musical interlude. Okay, anyway, so now we enter through Lion's Mane, which takes us to Lars. And last we left Lars, he was stranded on Homeworld.
Mm-hmm.
And he's done quite well for himself, we're about to find out.
This is a much less depressing, like, hey, let's riff on Star Trek, because basically, folks, we had 2 of those this week. Dragon, you watched the Black Mirror equivalent, so would you agree this is the much less depressing? Like, hey, let's poke some fun at Star Trek.
I just think it's so funny. I watched this, then I watched the episode of Black Mirror. So it was like again rocking me. Oh my god! So I was thinking about the Black Mirror Star Trek, thinking, hey, Steve Universe is Star Trek.
Right.
Well,
and then Black Mirror goes on, you're like, oh no, this is nothing like Steven Universe.
And I much prefer the homage to the anime Space Pirate than this. Well, I mean, that was good. I'm just saying it was, again, I'm not knocking the Black Mirror. I'm just saying this was far happier.
Yeah, I just love how we jump in, and it's almost kind of Power Rangers-esque. You're right, Dragon. It's kind of paying homage to a bunch of different things all at once with this
specific
crew.
Now, specifically, if I'm not mistaken, look this up a little here. Now I remember I've seen parodies of this on Megas XLR, an episode in season 2. One of these days, I'll show you, Tiki.
Okay.
They do an homage to the anime Space Pirate, and he has like the same exact color. So this is the look of Lars in this episode is the look of the anime Space Pirate, where you have the guy with like the cape that has the exact little collar things he's got on right there, and a scar on his face.
Nice.
So he looks exactly like the anime Space Pirate. And the specific anime Space Pirate, I don't know if he was the original anime Space Pirate, but regardless, the most famous anime Space Pirate, I guess, is Captain Harlock. So that's what's kind of directly a reference to.
So visually, it's a reference to that. I think totally it's very much
Star Trek.
Kind of a combination of Star Trek and a little bit of Power Rangers, just like a dash of Power Rangers.
I don't know. Again, I don't know about the Power Rangers, but I definitely absolutely see the Star Trek.
Power Rangers is just more like the cheesiness and the flashiness of it all, and the 80s rock music.
Now you bring that up. Yeah, I can see the Power Rangers. Let me say this though. Again, I love the introductions. By the way, I love how we introduce the crew. And basically, it's a refresher because 1, it's been a while, and 2, again, the problem with these guys is it's kind of hard to get their names. But the point is just we had all those little introductions that kind of flew by. They're just kind of, and also established what their rank was.
Yeah, so let's see. We have Fluorite. We have the twins. There's the other one that I can't remember the name of.
It sounds like it's like not Rhonda like from Hey Arnold, but Rondite or. The point is, folks. I'm sorry, we're gonna butcher these names, but the point is that the point was delivered. We're just butchering it, so don't take that away from the episode.
Fluorite is basically the one name that's actually relatively easy to pronounce. Other than that, it's okay, just garbled mess of sounds.
But I like that they're trying to fix that. I respect that they're trying to fix that a little. Anyway, by the way, so again, why the Star Trek stuff kind of hit me in the right place, because I've mentioned this to Tiki, and again, everyone out there, if they're not watching already, the Orville has definitely been on my mind lately. The Seth MacFarlane's, essentially the Star Trek show we deserve.
Yeah, that shows it's surprising me how much people are enjoying that. I have to check it out.
Yeah, I dig in. I'm in McFarlane's pocket on this stuff usually, but I can I vouch for it on that. But I mean, it does legitimately. The writing is very solid, and the production it's really good. I highly recommend. Anyways, off the Orville.
So we got Stevonni for a lot of this episode, and then most of the last episode as well.
Sure, sure. I'll take. Honestly, I have like one gripe per episode here. It's a very minor gripe. More in the next one.
Oh, I think you and I have the same gripe, and to tell you the truth, my gripe was bigger in this one.
Well, no. Here, what I'm saying is my minimal gripe is in the next one. Here, it's kind of it's a bit of a gripe here. I think
So I'm pretty sure you and I have the same gripe.
You
didn't.
Well, you share it. What's your gripe with this episode?
Okay, my gripe is basically we're establishing all this really cool stuff with Lars, all this character progression, and then the second that Sadie gets brought into the picture, it's like Sadie having all this fun without me. She can't have fun without me. Wow. I get it. It's a commentary on relationships. It's a commentary on immaturity. I understand. Frustrating to see a character like that sort of revert back.
And essentially that I'm sympathetic with that, Tiki. That was my issue. But my issue specifically, it's that. But more specifically, it's I think we spell out the message with the end of that arc too. So the point is, it feels. This
is yet another in an endless line of episodes of Steven basically like being the moral center and kind of having like a Kyle from South Park style. Like, you know what? I think we learned something today.
Yeah, it's basically we're spelling out it just feels like we're spelling out the message through. Yeah, I agree with you in that it is an issue that we kind of regress Lars after we have this fantastic bit of development. So
it's a fantastic bit of development too. It's like this is a genuine this is the most we've ever done with the Lars character, and then suddenly with the Sadie thing. I mean, Dragon to me a genuine a much better route to go with, and I understand it's all probably part of the arc they're putting Lars on, but. How satisfied would have you been if, like, at first Lars was like a little bit bummed out about the Sadie thing? Because look, I get it. I've had exes. It's like you see them happy without you. It stings a little. I totally understand. The problem is that they hammered on the point a little too much, especially to the point where it was like distracting Lars from the action and everything. And
yeah, I mean.
Better direction to go in would be maybe have it hurt for a moment or two, but then have Lars, since he has had a lot of development, you know what? I'm really glad that she's happy.
Yeah, Tiki, I think you're absolutely correct. I think you're absolutely right. And yeah, they should have played it more subtle. Mm-hmm. I will agree with you there. And again, for me, it's the fact that they weren't so subtle about it. It's the fact that we just it's such an obvious solution. It's so obvious where they're going. When again, they kind of subverted the expectation of like where we're going to see Lars when he's an awesome space pirate and doing all this other stuff with him. It's just
I think that's kind of the intention, is that he's an awesome space pirate and yet he's still the same whiny Lars. It's just. That's not what anyone wanted to see from the progression of Lars, I think.
I mean, the visual for me, but I think it was great. And it was such a great moment of like, okay, there's like an ultimate reveal where we're going with Lars. Visually, is the fact that he has like the ear gauges, he has skulls in it, which one befits a pirate, and secondly, that's Lars. So it's a great, and also it's a bit of a Sadie reminder because Sadie, she's into the gloom and doom of the ghouls. She loves she loves monster movies and then horror movies. Mm-hmm. The point is, again, I think visually we did more with it than we really needed to kind of like slow down Lars's stuff there. And again, I think having a moment of sadness, then just kind of rolling with it, whether he's through with it or not. It could have been like, I don't mind. Again, that's the thing about it. It's why it's not a big gripe. It's that it's an obvious gripe. It's apparent, but it doesn't kill the episode.
No, I agree. It doesn't kill the episode nearly as much as let's say, other infamous, I think we learned something today episodes, like maybe Rocknaldo.
Yeah. One thing we should cover real quick is last thing. I think, honestly, like two things I think are left here. One, Emerald. We got to talk about Emerald a little bit because Emerald was cool. I liked Emerald.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, Emerald is just one. I don't think we've ever seen an Emerald before. I mean, I can't recall. But I mean, one is because the very few gems I do know about, it's like, hey, there's an Emerald.
Right.
And one, it's a cool design. Again, I love that it gives kind of Lars like a pre-established, dynamic with a bad guy. I love kind of the game of chicken there. Again, that's where Lars is
Guardians Volume 2-esque.
Yeah, and it makes all the sense in the world that he knows she's not going to destroy the ship. And I thought that was a brilliant move, and that's where the writing's headed.
I love how cocky Lars is about that too.
That's what I'm saying. I love that in the writing. That's why I'm not mad.
Again, I don't know. To me, there was just a little bit of Star-Lord in Lars as well. Just a little bit, like again, just a dash, just a flavor of Star-Lord.
Tiki, I'll go as far as say there's a dash. All right, there's a dash of Star-Lord there. Right. Also, I really like the cliffhanger. I like the cliffhanger with when we fuse Stevonni after yeah, Lars, there's the lesson, fusion. And then of course the cliffhanger of they get blasted out of space. I mean that's a cool cliffhanger.
Yes, and that cliffhanger leads us into drum roll.
Dun, 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 dun. Jungle Moon. Bah, bah, bah. Yes, Jungle Moon.
Man, oh man. Okay, so this is to me, I think, the true return to form for Steven Universe, honestly.
Yeah. By the way, fun fact. I don't know if we've ever mentioned this. We may have once. So I just wanted to, especially since you become a fan of a mild fan of the show, I figured it'd be kind of AJ. The point out who does the voice of Stevonni, AJ Mashaka, who is Lainey Lewis on the Goldbergs.
Oh, okay. Nice.
There's a little fun fact. Just thought I'd kind of throw out there. It's been a while since we've had a true blue Stevonni.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, Jungle Moon is kind of a. I'll tell you this. I have one very minor gripe, and this is just this is fine. I'm just saying I'm not over the moon about it. Initially, I grew, of course, to love it as it went on, but it's kind of a basic survival story on the moon, which is I thought it was okay. It has
I gotta say, Dragon, I loved all the survival stuff. I think you and I are kind of a little bit different on that because I love the mood and the atmosphere of this. I've been playing a lot of Zelda, so maybe that has something to do with it. I really love the back and forth dynamic that Stevonni has with themselves.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love how Steven and Connie are at odds with each other and yet working together. I like that it's a different episode. I like that it's a slower paced episode, especially because the Lars episode was just kind of this crazy space opera episode.
Yeah, and that's fine. I don't know. Maybe it's. I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't know if it's something to hold against the episode necessarily, but it's just I've kind of seen the survival story done a lot. But yeah, again, I'm not saying
I haven't seen the survival story done with one character with two people inside said character.
You're right.
So
you're right about that.
That was a twist.
You're right about that. All I'm saying is, again, it was fine. I have no issues. I'm just saying, I was it wasn't over the moon with it. No pun intended. But it was. Again, just the survival.
Dragon, like I said, that's the difference. Is because the survival stuff to me really made the episode. I love how quiet the episode was. I love how. I'm saying it's very atmospheric.
I guess what I'm getting at, again, I absolutely hear your point. I got you. Again, it's a sensibility. I guess maybe it's I've seen it done so well in Samurai Jack.
Hey, Dragon, you know what that means?
Subjectivity.
Points for subjectivity, Steven!
Yeah! Anyway, what I'm getting is I think I've kind of seen – I've just seen it – a part of me is – again, it might just be me because I've seen it
you name drop Samurai Jack, and absolutely, this is no Samurai Jack. I'll agree with you there.
Honestly, just might be I've seen it so many times on that show, maybe it's just again, that's why I'm not super impressed by it. Again, it's a subjectivity. The point is, one thing that I will rant about is very mini – again, this is insignificant, does not impact the episode whatsoever, just bothered me. I really don't like the stubble on Stevonni.
Yeah, I liked it.
I just feels it kind of breaks a rule, it breaks a rule of you kind of.
Oh! I'm curious, Dragon. What said rule does it break?
I'm just saying it kind of breaks a rule where the Stevonni thing is the point is there's almost no. I want to say there's no gender with Stevonni, isn't that?
Well, then it's. Yeah, but then I think with Stevonni, it's more kind of like a transgender metaphor.
Maybe I don't know. I just felt my point is I think just the stubble. It kind of I don't
like it's kind of it's not really a man, not really a woman. So with the stubble, I don't know. To me, I think I
really
for me.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah. Again, it's not. I'm just saying, it always feels I just wish it was.
In mind, this is probably the longest that Stevonni's been fused together at one point, so it's probably just a progression on how long they're fused. I think
you have a point there. I don't know. It just feels. I guess it just feels it's visually, it's kind of indicating. I don't know. I wish they kept it vague there of just. Why can't we have dark tired circles around the eyes instead of the stubble? That's just a visual gripe. Again, nothing against the episode.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's the only bad thing I really have to say about the episode. Anyway.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, it's another amazing Stevonni dream sequence, and the last time we saw one of these, it blew our minds with the rose quartz moment.
Oh my God, yes, and I would say this is just as mind blowing. It's definitely a mind fuck. Like, it definitely messes with your mind. You know what I mean?
So initially, what we have is Dr. Maheshwaran. Of course, we've we've had our moments with Dr. Maheshwaran.
We've had our moments with her, but I think you and I can agree we've grown to really like her.
Yeah, I'm cool with the Maheshwarans. So Dr. Maheshwaran, this is interesting. Dr. Maheshwaran as Yellow Diamond, essentially, that's kind of what we see unfold here. And again, we enjoy our dream symbolism, or again, all the in half of my Christmas in July pitches, I always have a dream sequence, and it's a happy accident. I keep doing that, so I'm a fan of a good dream sequence, so I enjoy this. And what's so cool here, and what we've set up with Stevonni, and what I love visually, what we do here with that, and we continue this, is that it's both minds fusing their dreams as well. I thought that was fascinating. I love seeing that. Because the idea is, again, we're kind of have the Connie focus with her mother, and it raises the question: is it accurate to both dreams, or like how much of it is one person's dream, how much of it is the other? Because Connie and her mother are definitely Connie's mother with Dr. Maheshwaran is definitely the central focus there, and it raises the question of, does Connie see her? And we've seen Dr. Maheshwaran in action before, and we see she can be kind of Yellow Diamond-esque in places. She's demanding, and she's not as horrific and potentially genocidal, but she's.
Dragon, it's funny, like I could see someone reading this at face value being like, oh my God, Dr. Maheshwaran was the bad guy the whole time.
God. But you see what I'm saying there, right? It's
why is Connie so chill with her being gigantic?
Right.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's kind of again, we're saying things without kind of like just spelling it out like that, and that's the kind of qualities I think we would like to see in the other episode, a little more of the whole Lars story. But again, it was anyway here. So it was an inspired choice, melding those dreams and just seeing that you continue and kind of plussed a little bit more there. We're kind of going next level with it. I guess my read on the dream is it suggests that Connie feels her demanding and authoritative mother is like Yellow Diamond, and we have this great reveal. Tiki, walk us through the reveal.
I think you better, because you probably have a better grasp on it. Like, you're the one that related to me.
Right. Sorry, I forgot about that. So, folks, we have a possible big revelation, but regardless, as we see it in the dream, what we see in the dream is that Yellow Diamond, who basically is Dr. Maheshwaran wearing a cool yellow diamond.
That's the big reveal, Dragon. No, I'm just kidding.
So Stevonni is a factor in the dream. She's not just observing; she is a factor in the dream. And I love how she's being picked up, and we kind of like some simplified animation on the face here and there.
I really like how she's just trying to get the mother's attention, just like, hey, what are you doing, Mom? Come on, Mom.
And one, there's something endearing there, and it's also kind of adding some layers to how we usually perceive Yellow Diamond, which is interesting. We're kind of going somewhere with that possibly. Is that Yellow Diamond? So essentially, what Stevonni, and this is what's fascinating about this episode as well, is that Stevonni is essentially is involved in the dream, and that she's saying like she's a player in it. She's acting as a participant, where she's saying, "Hey, I want a colony. I want to rule a planet. You got all sorts of planets." She's tantruming like a little child.
Mm-hmm.
And they really nailed the dreamlike atmosphere like that. Anyway, so basically she's demanding. I love this little thing. It sounds like she's about to break out into a musical number when she's stomping her foot. Like,
I want the world. I want the whole world. Literally.
I gotta wonder if that's because that when they sing "I want it," I want it. That has to absolutely be I want it. Regardless, I want to say like her stamping her feet to what sounds like the beginnings of a song. I think that's them referencing. Yeah, we know, folks. We know.
Right.
There's your no prize. There's your no prize. Anyway.
Oh God.
So the minute she touches the screen, basically sifting through a planet. She's yelled at by Yellow Diamond, "Don't touch my stuff ever!" And anyway, so Stevonni storms off, and as she storms off, as Stevonni storms off, Stevonni punches, punches a mirror or something, and in punching the mirror, we have this great kind of revelation as she's walking up to the mirror, and as we see ultimately in the mirror, Stevonni in this dream, in her perspective, while we're seeing her as Stevonni, actually Stevonni is Pink Diamond. We see Pink Diamond clearly for the first time.
What a twist!
And boy, we have this fantastic shot of just with the punch. And I love how the broken mirror like is looking very diamond-like and shattered, as you can kind of see before you here. It's a diamond-like shatter pattern.
So basically, the reveal is that Yellow Diamond, if not Pink Diamond's like biological in air quotes mother. Hey, Dragon.
Yes, Tiki.
She's Pink Diamond's maybe biological mother.
God. Anyway, so that's a 1% joke for the folks out there. But no, seriously though, yeah, the possible revelation as I read is it's Pink Diamond might have been Yellow Diamond's child. I'm fascinated by that if that's the case. I would love it if that. Honestly, I'm so down for that if that's the case. But again, it's a dream, so we're not 100%.
I think the more likely thing is that she was a motherly figure. Because again, we don't really know how the biology of this stuff works, but or if it even is biological.
Now, look, here's what I guess it would technically be geological, wouldn't it?
Yes, technically, I guess, yeah.
Or I mean, there is gemology, I guess, geology. Rock. The point, we're mixing, science semantics. And my point is, this tracking what we do know here, Tiki. Tracking what we do know in the whole in the Yellow Diamond song about how we miss Pink Diamond. Initially, we thought Yellow Diamond might have had definitely cared a great deal about Pink Diamond. Maybe had some romantic feelings. It was unclear. Again, it was unclear how the diamonds really operate with that sort of thing. But regardless,
with the show, honestly, it's usually kind of the romantic angle. Like that's at least what you can kind of bred to expect with Pearl.
Because what I'm saying is, we know Blue Diamond was romantically, had that romantic feelings. I'm unclear about that's the thing. We're unclear about Yellow Diamond. So the point is, I think making it unclear.
It seems like Yellow Diamond might be the main patriarch of the whole race.
And that's what I'm saying. And Tika, I love it if that's where they're going with here, because that tracks it.
Because of course, when we first saw Yellow Diamond in that great Peridot episode, it was this big reveal about how intimidating she was. And if she is ultimately the big bad, I really think that's a fascinating angle to go with.
And it would make her a great reflection of Rose Quartz. And it's the motherly figure we're looking up to here. And here's the scary motherly figure you're looking at.
And Dragon, I've said this before. I still think that this show is going to end after season 5. I really do. I think we're on the last season. So with that in mind, I think we're building up to something now. I think the wheels are in place.
Like, how much can you do after you make Lars a space pirate, really?
Right. Like, seriously, there's a moment in this episode where it's like, okay, Lars was a space pirate. We got Stevonni, and Lars is totally cool and normal with Stevonni, and and it's just like, it's very Dragon Ball Z-esque. I've used that comparison with this show before, but it's very Dragon Ball Z-esque, and it's like, okay, these characters are in like radically different states from the start of the show, but you know what? We're just rolling with it at this point.
Yeah, but again, we have to speculate a little bit here, folks, because there's a reveal. The main reveal, just blatantly without reading into it, is like, hey, there's Pink Diamond, and she was Pink Diamond in the dream. That's the main takeaway. Again, everything else we're reading into, and we're connecting kind of how you break down a dream. I think that's them covering themselves. Like, we don't want to give away too much, so we're going to leave a little vague with the whole Connie's mother's in there. So it's but I think you're right there on the money, though, that there is a patriarchal theme. There absolutely is a patriarchal theme that we're hitting it with Yellow Diamond. What I love is how that subverts what our original, like, again, we didn't know why Yellow Diamond's context for that song of like caring about Pink Diamond. Now we have a potential insight, which again would fuel like a deep hatred of Rose Quartz if Rose Quartz shattered her surrogate, or again, possibly non-biological daughter.
Yes.
And here's something just in terms of like kind of grasping what happened with the Pink Diamond stories, aside from the whole the daughter possibilities, is what we do get from this at the very least. And Stevonni wouldn't be acting this way otherwise. So this is the main thing we can take away with Pink Diamond, is that it suggests that Pink Diamond was a spoiled child, or points a spoiled entitled diamond who wanted a colony, and basically Yellow Diamond just gave her a colony, so they kind of shut her up, and in doing so, that gave her the Earth, and she's mistreated the Earth, and that's why basically we get a sense of why Rose had the shatter, because she was just a very impertinent child who would have wrecked the whole place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now let me ask this, DNT. I don't have really a read on this, because this could, the moon base that we have, I assumed it's White Diamond space. What do you think? We
I mean,
have
that's the color coding we get, so.
Yeah, and with the code, it always ends on white. So I'm just saying that
right.
It's either pink. It can only be pink or white in terms of what diamond base we're on. I think pink is the Earth. We were one.
I got to be honest with you, Dragon. I didn't really think about it, but I think white just kind of makes sense. Like I said, with the with the white button and everything with the code. So
I'm telling you, I'm so hoping. And again, I don't know the ins and outs of it all, but I so hope that, because we've been building White Diamond. White Diamond's the diamond doesn't get any of the spotlight whatsoever.
right.
And with White Diamond, I'm hoping the fan theory that Pearl belonged to White Diamond, was White Diamond's Pearl. I'm hoping that might be a reality, because one, it would give Pearl a big story this season, and also it would introduce
be a reveal of Pearl in some way. Like there's going to be some sort of Pearl reveal. I feel like we're building to that. I'm pretty confident about that. It's just what the reveal is going to be is the question.
Yeah, because again, also she could have belonged to Pink Diamond. It's unclear who Pearl belonged to. If she, again, plus it's like a legion of pearls, so it's unclear she might have been passed over completely. It's unknown.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, again, White. I'm so fascinated to see what we're gonna. White Diamond has to be a big build of some kind. That's got to be like when we're like getting close to the end, we're gonna get some with White Diamond. If not, hopefully sooner.
And of course, one of the things is we're kind of talking about in-game stuff. We still need that tragic, heartbreaking, like just kick us in the emotional balls episode that is. The end of the Greg and Rose flashback arc.
I'm telling you, that's going to be like, it's going to be end of the season. It's either going to be like the last one, whatever the build up to the last one is. I think we're going to.
I think it's going to be the penultimate. That's my guess. I don't think it's going to be the last one. I think it's going to be the penultimate.
But imagine this though, T. Wouldn't this be? Imagine this is a finale though. Steven, after defeating, what if we establish like a flashback structure almost, and we basically in the end we reveal that, as Steven is kind of making peace with essentially the end of the show, we reveal him seeking kind of catharsis and closure with his mother, and like his birth being the last thing we see of the show.
Oh, I could see that. Yeah, that's okay. Okay.
Like Rose's sacrifice and the birth of Steven. The show, the thing is called Steven Universe, and we get to see the birth of that concept, kind of making a kind of, full circle of snake eating the tail sort of storytelling.
All right.
All right.
And I guess the one other thing, just to note to the writers in general, please give us more gems.
More Pearl. Oh, by the way, there is one thing we should say. I saw a theory of this, and it is something that has been. The pieces have been established. So here's something we might expect. The only thing I only have one thing speculated on, I guess, with that is that.
Okay.
In the episode, I believe Gemcation. Remember Garnet starting that awesome. Again, I know, folks, it's going to pain you to go back to the Stephen Bomb, but just do it for research, I guess. Garnet, she starts to go into that awesome story that again would have made the episode a lot better. But there's a still from that episode, and I guess this is what people can look into, is where we have like kind of an abstract, everyone's in shadow, but you can make out who it is. And there's a diamond they're fighting, and there's no amethyst, because before they met amethyst, it's Garnet, Pearl, Bismuth, and two other gems. Now, the belief, and Bismuth, someone who tracked the theory, tracked this, that Bismuth mentioned the names of two other gems. And the point is, we've had like some name drops of gems here and there. Basically, there's the two mystery gems we have not met in the series. They might be coming back, or basically be referenced in some way again coming up, I would imagine.
I think at the very least we'll find out who they are. I don't know if they'll like factor big time into the story or anything.
Well, sure. What I'm saying is I think we're going to have that mysterious thing Garnet, established kind of offhandedly. I think that scene's going to be clearly flashback to instead of just, an abstraction like, hey, ooh, what does it mean?
All right.
What does it mean?
All right, any final thoughts, Dragon?
This is very satisfying. Again, it's a shorter. It's not even a Stephen Bomb. It's kind of a Stephen.
What? I kind of like the fact that it's just 2 episodes. I feel like it's a little more refreshing that way, because with Stephen Bombs, especially when they're disappointing, it's like really that's like 5 or 6 episodes of nothing. But with this, it's like it's 2 episodes. Both of them are really good. I feel like our job here is, I feel like it's satisfied in covering the show again, because for a while there, folks, it seemed pretty bleak.
I tell you, I just wish they would get to a way we could release it like this, but we do it like every other week. You know, like every other week we get a two-parter.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be good. I believe South Park did an every other week schedule this past season. Anyways, all right, folks. Well, thank you so much for watching. There's a lot of stuff on the horizon. We've got Big Hero 6, I imagine, is going to be coming back pretty soon. I'll keep an eye out for DuckTales. Of course, Star vs. Force of Evil. Our lineup. Dragon, any other shows? Deadpool?
Yeah.
Any more development about Deadpool, Dragon?
Well, we know it's going to be this year. If I were to be a betting man, I would bet around June when Deadpool comes out. Basically, either in the month beforehand or maybe the month after. That's when that's probably going to be coming out. That's a guess, though.
All right, so we got lots of stuff to cover.
Yeah.
So, all right. In the meantime, folks, we'll always save the day, and if you think we can't, we'll always find a way. That's why the people of this world believe in
Dragon. And Steven! Come back soon now.